Well, good evening, everybody, and good morning and good afternoon from wherever you are around the world. I know we have a great listenership in the USA, and today I have a marvelous guest on the Take Charge of Your Health Naturally podcast and interview. And our guest today is from Wales in the UK. How wonderful is that? So I want to have a huge welcome for Sharon. And Sharon, I must tell you, is the most unusual lady because she has a very niche market that she is working to. She calls herself a holistic health or life coach, but she specializes particularly in women. She helps women achieve their goals. But I like the way she cushions it because she feels that if she can change their thinking and get them to change their mindset and get them to change their habits, then she can bring balance and alignment into their body so they can realize their goals. So, Sharon, a huge welcome and thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you, Margie. It's a pleasure.
So my first question to you is, what brought you into this particular field and your passion to help women?
Well, it started probably right back from when I first started my career in the early 1990s. I was working in a herbalist. I was a regional manager for a herbalist because I'd always had a real passion for holistic health, well-being, but the alternative side. So not mainstream medicine at all, but basically how we can help ourselves to have optimum health. So I was there for years, and then I started to suffer, as a lot of people I'm sure would recognize, with burnout, mental and physical burnout because of stress. And I got to a point where I thought, I want to make a change. So I quit my job and I opened my own business, and I went in a completely different direction at that point. And I had two lovely shops, one which was a gift shop selling work that people had made, and the other one was a ladies' boutique. And I loved doing that. I loved the interaction with customers, and I was still keeping up with my holistic side of things. And I then came to a point where I thought, again, everything was getting very pressurized and there was a lot of stress building up, as running your own business can be. And I was approaching my 50s and I thought, I wanted to change. I wanted to do another change in life. And I understand that change is scary, but I thought, nope, you've just got to go for it. So I closed my businesses. And I decided that I wanted to go back more to the health side of things, to more of something that I'd done in the past, which was psychology, which I'd studied for the first year of my degree. But I decided I didn't want to do psychology and therapy because I'm a very forward-thinking person. And so I thought, what can I do? What's really aligned with my core beliefs and my values to help people? And so I thought life coaching. And so that's what I did. So I got my life coaching diploma. I did a holistic health diploma. I did a CBT, neurolinguistic programming, mindfulness and meditation diplomas. So I did a lot of studying in a very condensed period of time and set up my own life coaching business. And I did that at the end of 2019. I launched my business, which was just before the pandemic. So it was a real sort of learning curve going into the pandemic because, of course, everything was changing the way we work. But it's been a great success. I absolutely love it. I really, really love it. And I decided to specialize in working just with women because I thought, what's the area that I know? What do I really understand? Where does my empathy most sit? Where am I best value to people? And I realized it was working with people like me who've come through all different changes of their lives, who've wanted to take leaps, to move out of their comfort zone, to really bring their whole holistic health into one place. And so that's what I decided to concentrate on, and that's where I now work.
I think that is so amazing. And you know, your passion, when I first met you, that's what really struck me was your passion. So if I was to say to you, what beliefs underpin your coaching?
Well, I really believe that everybody lives by a set of core beliefs, even if they're not fully aware of what their core beliefs are. And this is what brought me to coaching, because I believe in helping others, and I'm very passionate about learning and about understanding other people. And I'm very much aware of the empathy that I have for the people, and in honesty and in living a truthful life. And by that, I mean one that's true to you, living a life that you love, a life that you want to live, and a life that really brings out your true nature. And they're my core values and the beliefs that I have. And that's what I bring into my coaching, because I believe we all live by these beliefs. And to have a happy, fulfilled, full life, you really need to live by the beliefs that you hold.
So if I can ask you, Sharon, for any of our listeners who hold those core beliefs dear, what would they expect when they have a coaching session with you? What is a coaching session with those core beliefs? What can they expect?
Right. So with my sessions, I work on a one-to-one basis with ladies, and every coaching session is tailored towards them. So we would have an initial session where we talk about where they are, understanding what they want from their lives. And we do get very, very truthful. They do have to ask and answer a lot of searching questions about where their lives are at the moment. Because if you try and sugarcoat everything or plaster over cracks, it's never going to work. So they really have to delve deep within inside themselves to fully understand what they want from their lives. So there's got to be a lot of truth that comes out. And we look at everything. We look at their diet. We look at their exercise routines. We look at their sleep patterns. We look at their relationships with themselves and with other people. And so they have to be truthful. There's no point in saying, yes, I have a great diet, when obviously they don't, or yes, I exercise 5 times a week, if maybe they never do. So the honesty and truthfulness is really integral to the coaching sessions, because it's when you get to that stage where you can really admit what your life is like that we can then start to bring about change to it.
Great. So in your title being holistic health coach, how does that holistic aspect come into your coaching courses or coaching sessions?
Yeah. Well, the holistic side of it is basically looking at everything as a whole. So instead of just focusing on one area of your life, I look at everything. So we look at the diet that you eat. We look at the exercise that you take. We look at your emotional well-being, how you're feeling about everything, how you think about everything, your spiritual side. It's basically the whole, because I firmly believe that we can only fully work properly if everything is working properly. And we're a whole, we're not individual parts. So our exercise isn't apart from our mindset, and our mindset isn't apart from our diet, and our diet isn't apart from our emotional health. They all work. And when everything works well, it's all working in tandem. And that's when we get that whole holistic well-being. And that's what we look at in the coaching sessions, because what you eat is going to affect how you think, and how you think is going to affect how you feel, and how you feel is going to affect your actions. So every single thing has to be working for you to be working well. And so we look at absolutely everything.
Well, that really sums it up. So if there are any listeners here, if I recall, you said you had a couple of freebies that you'd like to offer any listeners who would like to take advantage and get to know more about what you do.
Yes, I offer free, I call them discovery calls, but it's basically a chat. It's an informal chat. There's nothing scary about it. And I offer that to people so they can really start to understand what they might want out of their lives, what they might be looking for in coaching, so they can understand the whole process. Because I think a lot of people think of coaches as just somebody who is going to help them get a better job, or maybe improve relationships. But there's so much more to coaching than that. So the free discovery call is all about you getting to understand what I do, getting to chat and to meet me, and to understand how I can help you, how I can start bringing some clarity to your life. And then on my website, I offer free downloads where people can look at. One area that I work with is menopause, because obviously ladies of my age or a couple of years younger going through menopause, I offer a free downloadable booklet which can help them from a whole holistic point of view of dealing with perimenopause and menopause. And also I offer free downloads for basically how you can start to bring changes to your life.
Wow, that is fabulous. Thank you so much. And also, Sharon, just in closing, is there a tip that you'd like to share with the women listening today of how they can take charge of their health naturally, covering with the subject that you've covered?
Yes. Well, I would say, first of all, one of the most important things you need to do is relax more. Is start to enjoy your life, is start to be grateful for everything that you've got in your life. Because I believe that when you start from that point of view of being grateful for everything that you have and of being in a place of joy and happiness, then you can really start to make changes. And to look at your diet, to look at your exercise routines, to look at how much sleep you're getting, and to be present, most importantly, in your life, and to enjoy your life, because it's wonderful. And once you start to really enjoy your life, you really want to start making the changes, because when you're happy and you feel fit and active, you just want that to continue. So I think for anybody who is really looking to make a change, starting from a point of being grateful for everything they have is a great place to move forward.
Sharon, I just love that. Thank you so much for sharing, from your soul, from the bottom of your heart, giving your great tips
Margie.
away, and also a step up for those that want to make those changes. So from Sharon and I, it's a goodbye till next time. Sharon, thank you for being my guest today.
And thank you, Margie. It was really, really lovely having been on your show.